Hello everyone, my name is Zuja and today I want to talk about integrating into type 1. So, I am a type 4 and for a very long time it was hard for me to understand how being similar to type 1 is supposed to help me integrating into a better self. Because type 1 seems to me like a person that is so different from type 4 that I have no idea how I am supposed to be similar to that, you know? Because type 1 is someone who is a perfectionist, who feels like they know what is right to do, and they are judging people a lot. And I just don't see myself like this. Sometimes I would call myself a perfectionist. However, I feel like I am not judging people because I understand them quite well. I don't feel like I need so many rules in the world. Like, I don't feel like I need so many rules in my life to function well, because every day is different and I appreciate that every day is different, that everything is different in every moment, and I like noticing and understanding the details of the world, you know? So I was thinking to myself that I really don't get what is so inspiring about type 1 and what I can really learn from them. But then I slowly started understanding that what is really exceptional about type 1 is that they listen to their inner voice. It's almost like they consider themselves the authority, the highest authority. They trust their own judgment. They trust that the path that they are choosing is exactly the path that is the best. And I think this is the thing that type 4 can benefit from. Believing yourself. If you feel bad, for example, and this is not because you're malfunctioning, but this is because something is wrong in the world. For example, if someone mistreated you, it's not because you are unlovable. Maybe it's because they did a bad thing to you and you deserve to be treated better. This is the conclusion that you should draw instead of thinking, I am unlovable, I am unworthy of love, I will never find anybody who will understand me. Maybe other people should try more to understand you. Maybe you could do something to help them understand you. Maybe you could explain more and they should listen because it's important to you to be understood. I think that if for type 1 it would be important somebody understands a problem, they would make sure that they explain it, that they show how to do it better, and they would set an example later. A type 4 could use the same strategy when it comes to forming relationships. Instead of adapting yourself, as you would do if you were disintegrated into type 2, instead of adapting yourself, you should be assertive and say what you need. Say what was wrong and what you expect instead. What is also important is to act on your emotions, but not through them. So it's better to not, create drama, blame other people. Instead of that, it's better to clearly state what's wrong, what needs to be better, and how you think you can achieve that with the other person. It doesn't only apply to your relationships. It also applies to your whole life in a way. I like thinking of being more like type 1 as trusting your intuition, trusting that your inner voice is telling you the right thing. Meaning that if you feel like this particular job would be perfect for you, that you would feel safe there, that your potential would be used there, then you should try to chase it, you should try to achieve it, instead of telling yourself, that would be too weird, too different, I should just, comply, I should just adapt myself, start dreaming of something bigger. You should trust that you have a big potential, and this potential can be used in a certain way that you feel is right. And I know that this is difficult. I know that it sounds idealistic, but let's be honest, type 4 is idealistic, is dreamy, it follows their intuition naturally, and only when we feel bad about ourselves, when we feel like we failed, that's when we stop believing in ourselves. What I also want to say is that I don't think that you can be always integrated. I think that life is about disintegrating and integrating again, disintegrating and integrating, about experiencing the bad and the good, because without it you wouldn't learn. And there's obviously a lot to learn about life. And I think this is pretty much connected with emotionality too. Meaning, if you're gonna be in crisis, if you're gonna feel bad, and then you will not have so much energy to handle things well. Only when you get through the process of disintegration, you'll be able to integrate again. You'll be able to look for better ways of dealing with stuff. It's really risky to compare yourself to, for example, some kind of standard. That's why it's confusing to me when I think of type 1 being the integration, because type 1 has a standard. However, they feel like they are definitely worthy of the standard, or they feel like they are setting the standard, you know, they're setting the example. While type 4 oftentimes feels completely differently. They feel like they don't live up to the standard. So maybe the difference between disintegrating and integrating is that if you're disintegrating and you're more similar to type 2, then the standard, you take the standard that the world gives you, that other people set. And if you're integrating into type 1, then you believe that you're the one that is choosing the standard that you're going to live up to, you know? You're the one setting the rules. So maybe this is the difference that we should notice and try to pursue in our life. So anyway, I hope that this advice was useful, and if you have anything more to add, then feel free to do it in the comments. And yeah, see you next time. Bye!